Army groups may be one of, if not the best new improvement that Lilith has added to Rise of Kingdoms. And today I'm going to break down why this new functionality is so incredibly awesome. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another Rise of Kingdoms gameplay episode from your very own Shappy Gaming. If you're new to the channel, my name's Shappy. I am a sponsored Rise of Kingdoms content creator, creating videos like this to teach you all about Rise of Kingdoms. Now, today we are talking about a new functionality that has just been added called Army Groups. Now, most people have not gotten to experiment with Army Groups yet because they were not in KVK. But I believe our KVK is one of the first to actually get these things, and oh my God, they're amazing. So let's talk about exactly how they work and why they're so special. So first things first, an army group appears like one march within your group of marches, and you can only create an army group if you do not have a group already deployed and you don't have that march deployed. So for example, let's disband my army group right now. Army groups can be created when you have a march that is already founded on an army group, but generally I found if I want to try and create one, typically I have to do it from my city itself. That said, if I already have a march that used to command an army group, I can actually create a second one after I've disbanded. And that lets me kind of stay in the field and gather more and more people into it. Now, you can only have a certain number of army groups here. So you'll see we have 6 of 10 people driving army groups right now. So just keep that in mind. You cannot have too many of these. But the way they work is people can join these army groups. They're kind of like a rally. And I can choose if I want to accept someone's march or not. So we have Black Dog here and we have Limunaza. And I can create an army group name. And I can also specify what kind of troops I want in this army group. So when I created this one, I didn't specify any, so I get whatever troops anyone wants to send. Now, the reason army groups are special is because army groups themselves, all units within an army group will follow the orders of the army group lead. So you can see here, I have 3 marches right now. If I wanted to attack a field march, you can't attack structures, but if I wanted to attack a field march, all of the troops within this particular army group are actually going to attack the same target that I tell them to attack. So what this means is, right, we have 3 up to 7, and I can actually summon a march over here from the reserves, which I'll summon these 2. So let's do those. The way this works is I can have up to 7 marches in addition to my marches listening to me. So what this means is I can have 13 marches total, right? Because you can have up to 6 of your own plus your army group, right? So you can have 13 marches total rolling with and controlled by me. And so if I'm in the PC, I can just hit tab, go through, manage all of these marches at once. Now, the other thing that's cool about army groups is players don't actually have to be online for you to govern what their troops do. And so army groups are a really great solution, I think, to piloting. Because if you're going to go ahead and go offline, why not tap to join and send some of your marches, they can't be deployed already, but send them as army group marches so people can then pull them in and use them even if you're going to be offline. And you can do this with reserve troops or with an army group itself. So if, for example, Boogie created an army group right now, I can join that directly, or I can send some reserve troops over here. And then if my army group doesn't get full, I can pull from the reserve. And so what this means is I can walk around like an absolute beast. No longer do I have to be scared of fighting like a whale, which everyone knows. I know I always get roasted. Shappy, you fight like a whale. Yes, I do. But I no longer have to be scared of that. And it's much easier for Alliance R4s or war leads to actually control the fighting a little bit. Previously, people would go off and do whatever they want. But with these army groups, in theory, one person can have 1 march in each army group. You can only have 1. And so that way, I no longer even have to worry about controlling my marches, especially if I go offline. So you can have 5 marches and 5 army groups. We've already established that. So that's helpful, but it also helps in terms of controlling which marches you target. For example, I typically want to go for QSH. QSH, if it's out for 30 seconds or longer, deals a ton of damage in an AoE fashion. If I can get that march out of the way, then I can take care of some of the other targets that aren't going to be as lethal or dangerous to me. And so when I have an army group and I'm governing 13 troops, I can actually go ahead and take out that march rapidly and then control the field from there. Meaning, if I have 13 marches and I'm fighting against 3 players that have 5 marches each, let's say 15 marches, statistically, I should do better than those 3 players because those 3 players may not actually be attacking the same march that I am running. And the proof is in the pudding, guys. I have been trading spectacularly here with these army groups. I mean, it's been completely broken. Even the bad trades that I get are still good trades. So, like, that's just a bad one that I got because I got stuck. But all of the others have been spectacular. And it's cool because if someone attacks one of your marches, you can swarm them with 13 marches at once. And that's not all. If you are an army group lead, let's say I'm an army group lead, I can also join army groups. So right now I have this army group. If Boogie were to go ahead and actually drop someone from their army group, I can join that. Now where this gets interesting is I can actually see my march and where it's going within Boogie. And so 2 players, and this was happening last night, back to back to back, 2 players can actually control almost 30 different marches at the same time, which is completely insane, but it is so nice and helpful. And it also helps for people who don't really know how to fight or don't have the confidence to, because now you don't necessarily need to know how. And in smaller kingdoms, this is going to be the new way to go. Without hesitation, this is by far, in my opinion, the best way to fight. Because I don't have to worry about city poppers. If someone city pops me, they instantly get swarmed by 12 marches right now, because I have 5. And it's just amazing. And the trades are great. And if you don't use this, and you don't use army groups, oh man, does it suck to be you. Because the trades are rough if you're swarmed by one, because it's like being instant targeting by a bot. And so here you can see, this is an interesting example. I can swarm here with my marches, but the army group does not swarm. It will not attack a structure. So just keep that in mind. But overall, I have been having so much fun with these, and the possibilities are endless. I am in the Song of Troy KVK right now. Now, there are a couple different ways you can do this. Right now, I'm running an integration army group, but in theory, you can run an archer army group and get a bunch of QSHs at once and just deal a ton of damage and have a complete bomb. This is also really good when we talk about altar, because in altar, you can only have 1 march anyways. So why not give control of that 1 march to one of your war leads so that they no longer have to be dropping markers everywhere for people to ignore, but instead they just control a bunch of the marches and go from there. That is, in my opinion, one of the best things that you can possibly do in this game. I can also go ahead, grab my rune, and do just about whatever I want with this army group. So right now you see people are running away, which is the one downside. People do run away as soon as they're targeted because they just get flashing red with 13 different marches marching towards them. But this functionality is amazing. I no longer have to worry about, oh, should I find a pilot? No, I can't because I'm a content creator, but B, I can just throw my marches in an army group and go eat dinner and come back and have free kills, which I literally did yesterday. And it is a pretty cool functionality. I think there's a lot of ways that I can see this being used. In the Song of Troy KVK, for example, I have 2 abilities with Artemis. I have Dark Moon Ambush, and I have Moonlit Paths. Now, Dark Moon Ambush, for example, I can have up to 7 troops total that I make invisible. And actually, that's 9 if I go down here. So up to 9 troops. I've already mentioned I have 13. But in theory, I can have an army group, just one army group that I'm controlling. So my 7 marches, and I can give these other 4 to someone else. And then I can make that army group invisible, march to wherever I'm going to march, and I'm controlling the whole thing. I can also do this with, and I have done this already with her second skill, which is Moonlit Paths. Moonlit Paths enables me to teleport a bunch of different troops, and this is up to 10 friendlies, and then I think they can upgrade it as well. Yeah, up to 4 additional troops there. So I can teleport all of these marches, my army group plus my 4, to wherever I want to. I mean, obviously you have to specify where you're going to go, and you have to pick an allied troop, and there's the 30-second cooldown, which I learned about the hard way. But that's really, really, really powerful. It's even more powerful when we look at some of the other skills. One of the best that I've seen is the Athena one, for example. The Athena skill enables you to heal your units. And so with an army group, I can have this march deep within enemy territory. I can take a full swarm from 3 different players swarming me at once. Usually I'll win if I've chosen the right players within my army group. And then I can heal them once they get hurt and use a mighty heal that essentially restores all of them to full health. And that's not all. People can follow around with your army group, and it's just a really great way to coordinate the battlefield. So this is, I think, one of the best features Lilith has added in a long time. My trades are way better than they have been before, and I'm a big fan. But I want you to tell me, what do you think of this change in the comment section below? Are you a fan? Do you dislike army groups? Are you not a fan of them? What do you think? I love this change, and I think that it's already made a huge difference in our KVK alone. If you've enjoyed, be sure to drop a like on this video, and if you haven't already, do hit that subscribe button right over there, bottom right-hand corner. Hit the bell so you get notified when new episodes come out. Thank you all. Shappy out.